So the Fox and Friends people, you know, Steve Doocy, Brian Kilmeade, Gretchen Carlson, they have something to say about the fast food strike that happened in New York City on April 4th. For those that aren't aware, last week, Thursday, April 4th, hundreds of fast food workers in New York City walked out of their workplaces and protested against their current wage of $7.25 an hour. And they were pushing for a livable wage of $15 an hour. The very next morning, the Fox and Friends guys had to just crap all over them. Let's take a listen.
All right, if you were in New York City yesterday and you were wondering what's taking so long with my Kentucky Fried Chicken, there's probably a reason.
Just unbelievable how they just start this off. If you were what?
It was the biggest work slowdown and walkout in New York City history.
It was the not-so-fast food day.
Yeah. The people who work at places like Mickey D's right there, currently the minimum wage in New York is $7.25.
You can't live on that, Rob.
Well, you sound like those people in that line. They want, rather than $7.25, they want $15 an hour.
So
they want to double their salary.
The minimum wage is going to go up in the state of New York, I believe, in 2016.
In the next 3 years.
To an unsustainably high level.
To $9 an hour instead of $7.25. I mean, I don't know. Are they great negotiators or not good negotiators? Maybe you're going to end up somewhere in the middle. If you're at $7.25 and you say 15, maybe you end up somewhere.
Here's the deal. You're a minimum wage worker. That's an entry-level salary. If you're good, you'll get a raise. And at McDonald's in particular, they got an incredible management program. This is a McDonald's college. You graduate from McDonald's college as a manager. You can go anywhere. You can open up your own restaurant, go to another major company. Applebee's could be in your future.
Sure.
So I believe this is
for the top.
Whoa, press pause.
Was never meant to be a career.
Did you hear that? Did you hear that?
I did.
You could go to Applebee's, and then that was Kilmeade, and Doocy in the back goes a little snide remark. That's right, shoot for the top.
I don't even. I mean,
just continue it.
I just have to say, parenthetically, anytime Brian Kilmeade is talking about any type of policy question, that's just a sort of amazing encapsulation of everything that's wrong with America today in and of itself.
Minimum wage was never meant to be a career wage. If you work hard, you'll get higher. You'll get more money. And here's the other thing. As hard as it is in some cases because you're a single mom or a single dad, you got to get another job.
Well, what does this have to do with single parents?
This has to do with he's saying if you're a single parent who is living on $7.25 an hour, where obviously you have no ability to take care of your kid properly to begin with, you should get a second job and never see them.
I understand how it works against him, but what was he trying to say from it?
He's saying sometimes you got to have a work ethic. This is, I mean, this is a guy who, like, how many, like, fast food workers are like, how do I get a job where I get blow-dried and makeup put on me every day to make a complete ass of myself for a couple hours in the morning? Where is that job available to untrained morons?
He said if you are a single parent, you just have to get a second job. It's quite clear to me. I mean, I don't understand what the whole problem is here. Continue.
This is just disgusting.
You got to get another job on top of that so you have dual incomes. Hopefully, that'll change.
Brian, you hit on the nose, I think, the key thing. If it's a minimum wage job, expect to get paid the minimum wage.
Let's just note that in all of its mind-boggling stupidity. Okay, so fast food workers, who incidentally, if you look at the signs, and I know people involved in this protest, part of this is the being treated with dignity and humanity. And clearly, these scumbags on this Fox Morning, whatever, are totally dehumanizing these workers. They're not human beings. Then they're.
Where's my KFC?
Why is it
taking so long? Why is it taking so long?
So these dirtbags who have never had to, and look, God bless them. We're actually sort of in the same industry, hilariously. But like, even where we're at, this is a very nice job and fun job to have. Okay, in a lot of ways, and we actually have to research and know things because even when we go in the air, we actually have to be factually correct. They don't need anything. They have full staffs to be wrong all day and unfunny. They do nothing. If you're a conscienceless dirtbag, this is the best job. And you're not funny. Oh my God. Best job ever.
For sure.
That's what they have. Now, okay, but circling back, he said, if you get paid the minimum wage, expect to be paid the minimum wage. So could you imagine like some strikers out there is like, I am not going to protest for the higher minimum wage anymore because I get paid the minimum wage and should expect to get paid the minimum wage. I just needed to unpack. That may be the stupidest thing I've ever heard in my life.
The National Restaurant Association said that they provide 13 million jobs, and those jobs could be jeopardized across the country if the minimum wage goes up. The industry says one of the best paths to achieving the American dream is to start with an entry-level minimum wage job that is minimum wage.
And just their one premise of their strike and their stoppage yesterday was because they say the recession hit the working class harder than the upper class, who caused the whole fallout in 2008. But the facts are lower occupations took a 21% hit because of this. Higher occupations took a 19% hit. It was the middle income, the mid-wage occupations, that 60% have recession losses and lost their jobs after.
And then just the idea that he cynically uses what these people are talking about.
I just want to say something though, really quickly to that point. There was a story that recently came out. That, he said the industry says that the great way to begin your American dream is by working at a minimum wage entry-level job position. There was a story that came out recently that there was a McDonald's in, I think, somewhere in Massachusetts that was looking for this crazy experience amount and a college degree at a bachelor's, and I forgot what, but it was just some
to be a manager.
No.
Oh, to have a front desk.
Yes.
Job? Wow.
At McDonald's.
Wow.
I mean, are you kidding me? But continue.
No, I was just gonna say he cynically uses that stat because the workers, of course, are making the point. And anybody who knows anything would make the point that what we say every day and what anybody who knows anything knows. Financial sector crashed the economy and, bailed out. We all know that story. And then these people who, in addition to getting paid nothing and being abused and being in these horrific work environments or having their services slashed and everything, they are completely under siege. And then they make that point rightfully. And they skip over mentioning the middle class because the middle class is neither here nor there in this discussion. And then they go and they say, well, actually, it's really been the middle-income workers who've been really hit. Meanwhile, these morons, their whole goal of Fox News is to push as many middle-income workers into McDonald's jobs as possible. And then, perfect libertarian tactic there, cite an industry study. Perfect.
Well, here's a study. According to a August 2012 National Employment Law Project report, lower wage jobs, including fast food workers, accounted for 58% of job growth during the recovery from the recession. And according to the 2011 Bureau of Labor Statistics data, nearly half of minimum wage earners, like those on who were striking, who were part of the fast food strike, are 25 years old and older. The pay these workers receive continue to be less and less. December 2011 Bloomberg article notes that the minimum wage in 2010 was worth 20% less than it was in 1967. While the value of the minimum wages declined, worker productivity has increased. The Center for Economic and Policy Research noted that if the minimum wage had kept up with worker productivity, it would have reached $21.72 an hour in 2012. Now, that Bloomberg article I was talking about, describes the difficulties that the fast food industry describes the difficulties of being a fast food worker, while noting that the fast food industry has enjoyed double-digit profit growth. But that growth was not passed down to the workers.
Of course not.
Additionally, talking about New York City specifically, there's a sizable gap between the minimum wage in New York and what experts project the livable wage should be in New York. It's projected that the living wage in New York City for one adult is $12.75 an hour. That's not even going to happen in 2016 when the new minimum wage takes effect is $9 an hour.
Absolutely not. No, and I mean...
Now, let's get to...
please.
I'm sorry. Let's get to what Ducey and Kilmeade were talking about, where it would hurt the industry so much if they gave these workers something that was even close to a livable wage.
That would destroy them. According
to the CEPR report, just this past February, a recent study showed that little or no employment response to modest increases in the minimum wage because the employers shift the cost of pay increase, and the pay increase would decrease costs associated with high turnover at low minimum wage jobs. So basically, if you pay your workers well, they won't leave, which means you save money by not having to hire new workers, take the time to train them, put them through different training programs, and then they leave, and you got to do it over and over and over again simply because you're not paying these people what they deserve to be paid.
It's absolutely right. And I think there's something about when you watch these guys, like it's funny when they talk about Obama and, you know, people on MSNBC who are infinitely smarter than them, and they make idiots of themselves trying to talk about stuff that they can't go near. But, you know, just so much of what this boils down to, though, is like this relentless dehumanization of people. I mean, that's the only way these policies are sustainable, is if you just have a complete and utter lack. I mean, look, I never worked in the fast food industry. I never, you know, whatever. But people are human beings. You have to have some ability to project outward, and so much of this garbage. And the only time I actually get upset watching it, because mostly I find it funny, is watching people who have, you know, some of the easiest positions imaginable through clearly no merit, just utterly dehumanize and trash on people who are truly suffering.
You know these people who...
And working hard and taking... I mean, to go on a strike as a whole, as a fast food worker, is the most... like, you know, that's the equivalent of Ducey taking the subway past, like, 100th Street.
You know the people who are watching this segment too are saying something like, yeah, they should get a real job. Get a real job.
As they put on their Wendy's uniform.